night of drama. It is a night of history you feel in the making. A UEFA Cup semi-final, second leg. Well, a UEFA Cup semi-final doesn't come along very often. What we need to do, of course, is to overturn the first leg deficit. Dika's goal in the 29th minute means that Steaua have a one-goal advantage. But Boro have home advantage. And listening to the noise around the stadium, it is some big advantage. The new Holgate end, the card display, it says Eindhoven 2006. Let's hope Boro can make it. Captain Gareth Southgate leads out the team to a mammoth roar that echoes, thunders around the Riverside Stadium. Come on, Boro is the cry, and there's a belief that Boro can do it. Gareth Southgate turns to salute the new Holgate end with all of those cards unfurled. Eindhoven 2006. Boro began in 1876. It's now time for the infant Hercules to roar all the way to the final. Boro legend Bernie Slaven is alongside me as always as the Riverside rocks and jumps up and down the Boro team and formation.
Yeah, Steve McLaren plays with the wing-back system. Ali Jones will be in goal. Taylor and Pan will be the wing-backs. Quadru, Gareth Southgate and Riggett will be the three centre-halves. Three midfield will be Downing, Rocking back, and George Boateng. And up front, Paducah returns alongside Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Well, for Steaua Bucharest, Alberto Fernandez, the only non-Romanian in their starting 11, is in goal. Centre-halves, Dorin Boyan plays centre-half alongside Sorin Vania, who's got one cap for Romania. Their right-back is George Agararu, who we saw last week likes to get forward. Left full-back for Steaua is Petra Marin. In midfield, right side of midfield, Ionel Oprita. On left side of midfield, Gabriel Bostina. Central midfield roles for Mirel Radwa, who is the captain of Steaua Bucharest. Alongside him in midfield is Florin Lovin. And up front, the dangerous Victoras Jakob. And he will be partnered up front for Steaua Bucharest by Nikolai Dika, whose goal divides the two sides. Our match official is Lubos Michel from Slovakia. And the only bad news from Bernie's point of view, he was in charge of the UEFA Cup final when Porto beat Celtic.
Yeah, and he sent Bobo Balder, the centre-half, off.
Let's hope he's kinder to you this evening. Well, the match ball is on the centre spot. Boro will be attacking left to right as we look. That's towards the penalty area to the right-hand side that has the Steaua fans behind the goal. Steaua, in their blue shirts, will be attacking the opposite direction towards the new Holgate end, which the Riverside is an all-seater stadium, but you'd understand on a night such as this why people are out of their seats, but standing trembling with excitement.
Sorry, Ali. The fans have to be patient as well. European game, you know, you can't expect to go in early.
We're underway, and immediately the ball's lifted out towards the far side. George Boateng gets his header. Mark Paducah tries to get his first touch. Boateng driving on from the midfield area. Still Boateng whips it out wide to the right-hand side of play, and Stuart Parnaby takes a touch. Parnaby plays it infield now. Hasselbank touch it on. Paducah, edge of the penalty area. Mark Paducah back heels it, and then it's knocked out of play. Near side.
Intention was good. He was looking to feed it back to George, but the lad intercepted.
As it's thrown on the near side of play. Will be Stuart Parnaby to take it, launching it into the penalty area. Mark Paducah can't get there, it's headed out and volleyed clear up towards the half-line area by Jakob. It's challenged fairly by Riggett, and then the ball squirms out to the left, and it's Andrew Taylor wearing number 33. He was terrific at Villa Park. There's a 1-2, and here comes Taylor towards the penalty area. In the box he goes now. Paducah rolls his mark and just couldn't get it. The shot away there.
Taylor.
It was terrific. And Boro pressing on early in this UEFA Cup tie, but Rockenbach loses possession.
This is
Steaua Bucharest challenged by Chris Riggett halfway line.
We're going to go forward in waves, but we have to watch the counter-attack. They've got pacey players on their side. But what a wonderful run for young Taylor.
It was great. As Steve McLaren takes his drink of water, and they throw near side of play in aid of the Romanians. And there's a player collapsing down the challenge from Stuart Parnaby.
That's a nothing challenge for me, but that's what they're going to do all night, Ali.
It was just a challenge to win in. Gabriel Bostina. Free kick taken short. We're inside the Middlesbrough half. Bostina recovered from that. Left-footed, curls it into the penalty area. Awkward to deal with, and Gareth Southgate just got his foot round that one. It goes out of play for a corner kick to our visitors from Bucharest, to hold the one-goal advantage from the first leg. And Bostina to take this. Brad Jones in goal. Big night for the young Australian, and this corner kick in a crowded penalty area, left-footed it goes now, header over the top of the crossbar. That was close,
I'll tell you what, defensively, Riggett's looking at Parnaby. He should have been picked up. It's a great delivery, curled with his left foot. The lads arrived.
It was Dika.
Dika is a bullet header. He's the last guy you want in the end. It just went over the middle of the goal, but...
Well, that was a warning.
That was a warning.
Steaua are here to attack as much as defend. 0-0.
They're playing two-pronged attack.
Yes, they are.
They're not strong five across the middle. They're going to get a goal.
Here's Gareth Southgate. Up it goes towards Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Volleyed clear. It'll drop out of play, near side of play. Inside the Boro half of the fields. A long journey. Began 14 UEFA Cup ties ago against Xanthi here at the Riverside Stadium. And George Boateng got the first Boro goal. Now Boro need at least one without reply to take it to extra time and penalty kicks. As Radway, the captain of Steaua Bucharest. Good back tackling there by Stewie Downing. You're right, Bernie. Now Frank Kadrip out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Steaua on the far side, which is their right-hand side. The lights shining brightly on the east stand. The flags fluttering left to right, indicating the wind around the stadium is in Boro's favour. As the cross is attempted to put in there and cleared by Andrew Taylor. Drops into the direction of Bostina. Bostina heads out towards the right-hand side, and it's Oprita with possession till he's robbed, and it will be thrown for Steaua Bucharest on their right, level with the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. 20 years ago, they were European Cup winners when they defeated Barcelona in Sevilla. This throw is progressed, and now is a chance to put a cross into the Middlesbrough penalty area. It's a long one. Brad Jones goes up. Good handling, Brad Jones.
Good handling.
And he tended to forget, Bernie, he came into the team when Mark Schwarzer was in a bit of a dispute in January and did very well.
He's never let us down, the kid. He's never let us down. I mean, it's a tall order coming in to replace Schwarzer, who's a number one. But as I say, I hope he's a great game tonight.
His clearance. Hasselbank chests it back in the midfield.
Needs it to stick there.
Yes, it didn't.
Well done, Boateng.
Here's Parnaby in the centre circle. Just links in there with Stewie Downing. Out wide, left-hand side of play. Andrew Taylor in field for Downing. Downing guiding it on. And Mark Viduka's drifted wide to the far side. Mark Viduka with possession. Turning to run towards the penalty area. Mark Viduka then. Hasselbank couldn't get on the end of it. Steaua clear. And it's out wide on this left-hand side of play. Until in the end, it's a poor ball by Gabriel Bostina. And Frank Kadra out to clear it. Close to the corner flag. Boro playing with the three centre-halves this evening. In the wing-back system. As Kadra's clearance dips out far side. What we saw in Bucharest, Bernie, was that Steaua do like to come forward, will test Boro.
Good footballing team, and as I mentioned before the game, 10 Romanians on their side. They know to progress and possibly win the trophy. It's a passport out of Bucharest.
Which is...
but we know, if these lads know, if we get to the final, that's history.
It is. It's a terrific night. I hope you're enjoying listening to us here on Century, worldwide as well on Middlesbrough's webpage, www.nfc.co.uk. 5 minutes in, 0-0. Steve McLaren watching on as number 18 is going to take this one. Hector Marin in fields. There's a challenge by Gareth Southgate, midway inside his own half of the field. And Chris Riggett as Boro get a free kick. There's a Romanian down on the floor, but it was a Boro free kick, and the home supporters whistling.
Then again, we talked about the play acting beforehand, and there's another indication that's what they're going to do throughout the 90 minutes.
Well, there was absolutely nothing wrong there with Victoris Jakob, number 19. We can see that quite clearly. The physio isn't even allowed by the UEFA official to get anywhere near the technical area. So here's Brad Jones, left-footed, sweeping into the Steaua half of the field. Contested by Hasselbank, headed clear though. Chris Riggett plays it high into the air. Mark Viduka tries to get into the goalkeeper's come a long way. Gathers it, Alberto Fernandez.
I was hoping he might have punched it there. And
yes.
He caught it.
Stewie, what's the early thought from the bench?
Well, I think they're looking for the team just to get on top of Steaua and like Bernie says, not go gung-ho, but make sure they close them down and don't give them the space to play.
Chris Riggett jumps up there for that one. George Boateng as well. Here's Rockenbach, chested to the midfield. Stewie Downing turning away there from Dika. Downing plays a terrific long ball. Hasselbank heads it on. The goalkeeper stumbles, but will collect it anyway.
Great ball for Downing.
It was.
Jimmy's touch deserted him.
Good vision. Tonight's the night for Jimmy and for Mark Viduka to add to their tally. What is it? Jimmy so far 17 goals.
They've been prolific, Ali.
Mark Viduka 15.
Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's trophy cabinet is fairly empty. He'd love a UEFA Cup winners medal. There's Downing on the halfway line. He's got a bit of space to turn into. Finds Rockenbach. Rockenbach away from one chance. Still Rockenbach. Feeds into Viduka, edge of the area. Coming up is Stuart Parnby. Parnby drills the ball in, deflects wide, and it's going to be a corner kick.
Good move. Good move. It was Viduka, gets it middle, back to goal, 18 yards out. He sees it on a Parnby in that right, and that's essential. Parnby takes up a great position, whips it in first time. Deflected corner kick.
And Alistair, if they can get this corner in quickly, the 28 for Romania, for Steaua Bucharest is off the pitch with a bleeding nose, and so Boro have got a man advantage at the moment.
Yes, they have. Lovin's off the field.
Boro
have a corner. Corner kick, left footed, swung at the area. Oh, gathered easily by the goalkeeper.
That's disappointing.
Yes, it was. As it's rolled down now. I will be in a moment or two. On comes Florian Lovin, who's had his nose repaired. Just tuned into Century. What a big, big night. The Lucas Teesside famous for great value and Volkswagen reliability. It's 0-0. It's 1-0, of course, to Steaua on aggregate. As on the right-hand side, Stuart Parnby for Boro. Couldn't pick out Jimmy. Instead, it's Petra Marin, and he just runs it out of play. The Bucharest players arriving at the ground were very, very confident. They were saying, well, we don't think Middlesbrough will score. They have such a terrific defensive record, the team from Romania. As Gareth Southgate jumps up, it's his fourth semi-final in his career, Gareth Southgate. He then plays a square ball for Frank Cadre. Andrew Taylor, left-hand side of play. And Taylor back to Cadre, but a midway inside their own half. Patience is the key. Remember, we saw the Arsenal-Villarreal game, and Villarreal were 1-0 down. Missed a penalty in the last minute that would have forced extra time. As Potter on the left with Andrew Taylor. Stewie Downing. Rockenbach's gone infield. Downing drills it to Hasselbank, edge of the air. Now to Rockenbach. Rockenbach looks up, in space, left-hand side of play. Taylor puts across, oh, and it's overplayed and out of play. And from a really good position, that was disappointing delivery.
Good move again, Ali. Fed it, wow, and a great run for Taylor. Taylor and Parnby both have been in great positions. Parnby delivered a good ball. It was a corner kick. Taylor will be disappointed. I mean, he'd been fed with Rockenbach. He maybe could have even took a touch. He's went for it first time, and he's shanked it over the bar.
As the goalkeeper, Alberto Carlos Fernandez, in his orange top, plays it left foot in the Middlesbrough half of the field. Riggett beaten in the effort. He got a nasty blow as well there, Chris Riggett. He's still down on the floor. As Frank Cadre came around just to clear it. Chris Mosley, the physio, is a bit anxious about this. Is Chris Riggett okay, Stu? I
think he is. He took a blow to the head. The 19 for Romania, Jakob, scratching his head as well, as if he's made contact and the two just bumped in. But Chris looks all right. Yeah, it was an accidental collision. We've got a second view on the monitor. And Chris Riggett headed the back of the number 19, Viktoras Jakob. Throwing though for Steaua Bucharest. Level with the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. It's taken very close to the corner flag, and the cross whipped in. Gareth Southgate hooks it away. And it was Bostina who drifted in there to put that cross into the penalty area. As Bostina gets it again close to the corner flag. Marin's cross into the box. Up goes Brad Jones, gets it, loses it. And the linesman doesn't flag. Well, in fact, the referee has seen an infringement. Yeah. And it's going to be a free kick for Boro.
Again, it's another ball into the box. They have about 3-4 good balls into the box.
They have. 10 minutes in. 0-0.
That's something we'll have to pick up.
And I think that's something at the moment Stephen Clarence writing down on his pad, and I think that's exactly what he'd be saying if he gets a chance at half-time. Stop those balls coming in. Viduka there just collided into Goyan, who clears it. Here come the blue shirts again. In the midfield, though, Rockenbach tries to win possession. Steaua give a poor ball. Parnby in return gets it caught under his studs. And here they come, the team from Romania. A chance to cross the ball by Lovin into the penalty area. Free header, Frank Cadre. Good header as well. But it's put back towards the Middlesbrough penalty area with the linesman far side. Spotted infringement for offside, and Boro get a free kick. The Romanians, Steaua, playing their 188th European game in all. That's a long ball by Cadre, half cleared, and Rockenbach, Steve McCann is urging a bit of width, I think, down there. Rockenbach in a central midfield position, tries to play a little reverse ball, didn't work. Then the outside of his boots to the far side, finds Andrew Taylor. Back it goes to Rockenbach again. Rockenbach, right-footed, glides it into the penalty area. Viduka heads it out of play, goal kick.
Viduka wants it chest downwards, up in the air. You know, the Duke's not very good in the area. He wants it chest downwards. Anything that level, he'll control.
Rockenbach
good
again.
Intention.
Though. Yes, of course. And we do remember the last round, Basel it was. Boro conceded, scored 4 dramatic goals. Well, let's hope it isn't as tense this evening as an awful ball on the right-hand side of play by George Agararu. Out of play. It will be that Boro goal kick. Brad Jones defending the new Holgren penalty area. Mark Schwarzer missing. The cheekbone injury against Dean Ashton in the semi-final of the FA Cup, the painful semi-final for all of us at Villa Park. West Ham through to the final to face Liverpool, but have the second chance this evening. Not very often you get that in football.